Alright, Call of Duty has a massive, and I mean massive, problem right now. So you know how every Call of Duty game has that one broken thing, either it's a perk, a weapon attachment, or just the weapon itself. For say like in Modern Warfare 2, it was the noob tube and one-man army. In COD 4, it was the M16. But in Call of Duty Cold War, it's way bigger than that. And you already probably know what I'm talking about. It's the marksman rifles. The reason this is the biggest ever is because it isn't one standalone thing. It's a whole section of weapons. It's 4 total weapons which are broken to all hell. And by broken, I mean they're unstoppable in any mode. You've probably heard already that the EBR or the M14 from Cold War is completely destroying in Warzone and is doing a better job at sniping than snipers, which is true. And even though they said they nerfed it, no one really feels the nerf. It's still the new meta weapon. But the gameplay I'm showing you right now is not Warzone, as I don't play as much as I used to, and it's on multiplayer, which is still a big problem, as these 4 weapons plague the multiplayer. Right now I'm showing you the Type 63 gameplay, I think that's what it's called, and as you can see I am playing core, and it kills in around 2 or 3 shots, and the fire rate is unbeatable, especially if you have a trigger finger. Also, the base, I don't have extended mags. It starts with like 20 or 25. No, it starts with 20 rounds, I believe. This is disgusting. The only thing I can compare it to is maybe the Gewehr from World at War and Call of Duty World War 2, as another semi-auto weapon which has a high fire rate and quick time to kill. But the difference with the Gewehr, it has a low ammo pool for randomly 10 shots which you had to reload constantly. But this gun having 20 shots, I get into a gunfight, kill 3 people and I still don't have to reload sometimes. And the same thing goes for the EBR or the whatever you want to call it, the other marksman rifle. Because in the marksman rifles there's 2 types of weapons. So 2 weapons and 2 types, which there's 4 weapons. So there's the semi-auto, the high fire rate, high range, and high ammo pool, which mostly go into Warzone. But on the other hand, there's the burst weapons, which are more multiplayer based. So let's first get into the semi-autos and see what can be done. So I barely played with the M14. I only played a couple of games and I found the type, and I thought and like played with the Type 63 better than I did with the EBR and /M14. And I've played, I would say a decent amount with the Type 63. And oh my god, it is beast. Hardcore or core. In core, like I said earlier, it kills in 2 or 3 shots, has really good accuracy as obviously a semi-auto weapon. It has no recoil as it is a semi-auto weapon, and its ammo pool and fire rate are incredible. So let's get out of the way why it has these stats. So the semi-weapon, obviously if it's a semi-auto weapon, it's gonna have a higher damage, so it has a chance against fully automatic weapons. That's obvious. So the 2 to 3 shot kill, that's completely fine. I don't mind that. That's how the weapon's supposed to function. That's how the Gewehr and SVT functioned in older Call of Duty games. And same with the fire rate, that's like the purpose of the weapon. But then the problem with it is the fire rate and recoil. No, not the fire rate. The ammo and the recoil. The way recoil works in Call of Duty games, well, this is how I think. I'm not sure. When obviously you shoot the weapon, you go your aim certain distance goes up as you carry on shooting. But if you stop shooting, your recoil centers and you go back to where you normally aim. But because it's a semi-auto weapon, you constantly center after every shot because you technically stopped pulling the trigger, so you stopped shooting, which is a massive problem. So there's no recoil to the weapon. There's some like slight flinch where you go up like maybe half a centimeter every shot, but that's it. It constantly goes down right after every shot. Also, the ammo pool, like I said earlier, without extended max, it already has 20 shots with a 2 to 3 shot kill potential. This is absurd. The reason why the Gewehr and the SVT were balanced is because there's a really low ammo pool which can be added with extended max. So, I think personally what should be done is change the recoil system for semi-auto weapons that it's the same for full auto, so that you need to wait a second or something like that for the recoil to center instead of it centering instantly. But only put that for semi weapons. Please don't do that with the snipers, especially not the bolt action ones. Please, you can do that, and lower its ammo pool to around 15 to 10 shots, because it's stupid how spammable the weapon is, especially in hardcore where I don't even have to aim properly and I just get kills. So now onto the burst weapons. The burst weapons, I've had more experience in multiplayer as I play more multiplayer, of course. And the burst weapons are AUG and M16. The gameplay you see now is of the M16, as I have a variant for it which has weapon attachments. And if I want to know, all my marksman weapons are really low levels in a game which is attachment based, so I'm just using any gun I have more attachments for, which is the M16 because I have a variant for it. So what's wrong with the burst weapons? It's basically the same what happened in COD 4 and Modern Warfare Remastered, which if you don't know, the M16 dominated as it's a burst weapon which kills in 2 to 3 shots and it's a 3-round burst. You see the problem already? So it was never fixed, I believe, but there's still ways of fixing it, because the M16, let's go over what they did right with it. It handles well, like an actual AR, not an SMG, or that's what I'm using. It feels all good, apart from 2 things again: the recoil and kill potential. So this is the problem, because it's a 2 to 3 round burst which kills in it's a 3-round burst which kills in 2 to 3 shots. So if you get all 3 of your burst shots off, they hit the person, they are dead. They can't do anything about that. And how quick the burst goes off is insane. So that's the damage. But then there's the recoil. It's the same thing. After your burst, when your burst finishes, it centers instantly already. So the recoil is instantly better than every AR and SMG in the game. It's because the recoil instantly centers, so there's basically no recoil to the gun. It's completely broken to hell. I believe it's the same thing for the AUG. Even though I haven't even touched the AUG once because I had the M16 earlier, and like I said, I have a variant for it which has attachments. So yeah, so they use the M16 more, but I believe it's the same thing for the AUG. But yeah, the kill potential is absurd that they made this mistake again. It's the second time, but it's just a different like, Game Studio, like, Jesus Christ, Modern Warfare first did it, now Black Ops done it. So, let's talk about ways of fixing it. The ways of fixing it is making the kill potential a 4 and barely sometimes a 3-shot kill, as that means it will take 2 bursts, which that means you have to be more accurate and hit your burst shots, because even though, as you can tell by the gameplay, I don't hit my burst shots all at the same, mostly at the same time. I have to hit it with another burst, but because the recoil centers, I can quickly take off another shot, being accurate on my first shot. So yeah, the second shot mostly hitting, because that's 3 shots, they're dead. So, also, like I said with the semi, the recoil needs to change for burst and semi rifles. Like, just give it a 1 second delay so it has to recenter. That's all we're asking for. That's literally all we need. If that happens, they're fixed. They're not spammable anymore like they used to be. They're not campy. Well, obviously they will be campy, as if they have the first burst accuracy, they can kill you instantly. But that's fine. Maybe add some damage drop, but not too much. But yeah, just fix the recoil and damage. But surprisingly, this has been the least talked about in multiplayer. Like, I've heard everyone talk about the M14/EBR, or whatever the game calls it these days, but I haven't heard many people just talk around that tactical rifles just broken everywhere. Not only in Warzone, in multiplayer as well. They're just broken to bits. So, listen, Treyarch, you need to change these things about the tactical rifles. You need to add, for the semis, less ammo and add actual recoil for both. Just change the recoil system. That's all we need. We need like a centering mechanism for burst and semis, because I believe ARs already have that. No, ARs don't even center. What am I talking about? So, like, you can just tell. But yeah, this is a big problem which needs to be fixed fast. But yeah, sorry for the less edited video. I just wanted this out, and just me talking about the tactical rifles or whatever they're called this year. But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment something, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And please, Treyarch, fix the tactical rifles.